This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rajni Jain on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. I would like to welcome you all to this online meeting. Please take a moment to review the guidelines for this online meeting posted in the chat window. I now request the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipathy, to introduce the speaker and start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rajini. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lakshmipathy. I will be moderating this meeting. Agricultureinformation.com likes to welcome to this meeting Dr. C. Madhumathi, the Principal Scientist and Head Citrus Research Station, Dr. YSR Horticultural University, Venkatagiri, SPSR Nellore, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Madhumathi will be speaking on the topic Production Technologies in High Density Guava Cultivation. I now request the speaker to begin.
Thank you, Lakshmipathy Garu and Rajini.
Welcome.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are very audible. You are very clear.
Okay, sir. So our research station, citrus research station, comes under Dr. YSR Horticultural University, and I want to tell about some of the points for about our research station. That is, we mostly do the research on acid lime, and we are also having commercial nursery where we are supplying the plant material of acid lime and also sweet orange at a reasonable rates to the farmers. And another thing is from our research station, one acid lime variety which is very popular among the Telugu states, that is Petlur acid lime, which is high yielder and also tolerant to this canker tolerance is there. So that is about our research station, and let me go to the topic. Today's topic is production technologies in high density guava cultivation. Why we have to go for high density in fruit production, if you take into consideration, especially nowadays there is a decrease in natural resources like agricultural land or water resources. So in such situations, with increasing population, to meet the daily requirement of the fruits with a limited land and water resources, the only solution is going for this high density planting. And if you see that why we have to take up high density planting in guava, nowadays, earlier guava is available for rupees, or it will be sold for 8 to 10 rupees in the market. But in the recent years, there was a lot of changes in the guava fruits, and this guava fruit is sold in the market for 50 to 60 rupees per kg. So it has become a high remunerative crop to the growers. So that's why this guava cultivation is popular, and farmers are also interested in it. And another thing is, especially if you take the guava, which is a fourth important fruit crop after mango, banana, and citrus. So this guava fruits, when it comes to market, it won't compete with the mango. So either guava comes to the market before mango season or after the completion of the mango season. So it will give a sustainable returns to the farmers. Apart from that, nowadays the consumers are very much cautious about the health, and because of this fruit, which is a highly nutritive fruit, and it is a boon to especially these diabetic patients because of containing low glycemic index, and it will be a good snack for diabetic patients in between the breakfast or lunch to dinner. So apart from this, it is containing a very good amount of vitamin C and lycopene content, especially in the red flushed varieties. So these two act as antioxidants, and it will increase the immunity of the immunity, and also it will fight against cancers. And not only that, it will contain a fair amounts of vitamin A. So and also it contains very good amount of minerals. All these will help in health conditions of the consumers. So that's why there is a lot of demand for these fruit guava in recent years. Okay. So you can, if you see what is high density means, we are accommodating more number of plants in a particular limited area or in a particular given area. So here we are planting the plants in a closer spacing, and we are maintaining these plants with a good canopy management practices. So to adopt the high density planting, the grower should have very good knowledge about canopy management practices and also all production technology practices. Otherwise, this high density planting will not be successful. Then coming into the very into Goa presentation, we can have some say present scenario of Goa. So we know that the scientific name of Goa is Idiom gasva, belongs to the family Myrtaceae. It is also known as the apple of tropics and also poor man's apple, because it will be available with a reasonable price. And it is native of tropical America, but it is spread to the entire world very rapidly by Spanish and Portuguese. So it is an important fruit crop and can be grown in tropical and subtropical regions of the country. It's a quite hardy and prolific bearer, and it is highly remunerative. It can be grown even with a little care, and it is available throughout the year except in summer. So we have already discussed it is a rich source of ascorbic acid, that is nothing but vitamin C, and it contains good amounts of pectin, and TSS, that is indicates the sweetness of the fruit. It ranges from 8.2 to 10.5, even 12 or 13 in the recently released varieties. And the fruits which are harvested during winter, it will have a superior quality. Then if you see the India's position in world guava production, India shares 40.38% of guava in the world share. So guava contributes 4% of the total fruit production, with a production of 40.54 million tons from 265,000 hectares from India, and its productivity is 15.3 metric tons per hectare, and Uttar Pradesh stands first both in area and production, whereas when it comes to productivity, Andhra Pradesh is in first place in productivity with 24.12 metric tons per hectare. This is mainly because most of the guava cultivation in Andhra Pradesh is under high density planting. So if you see the scenario of last decade, that is 2008 to 2018, there is increase in 1.48 times in area of guava cultivation and 2.05 times increase in production. And if you take productivity, there is 1.39 times increase in the productivity. So we have already discussed this is a better vitamin C content. It is the third highest, richest source of vitamin C after Barbados cherry and also amla. It contains calcium, phosphorus, and iron also. So it is very nutritious food. And coming to soil and climate, it is a very hardy plant. It can be grown in a wide range of soils like light sandy loam soils, clay soils, and deep rich alluvial soils, and in a pH range of 4.5 to 9.2. But we have to, whenever you want to go for high density planting, it is necessary to make the, you should know the condition of the soil. So we have to do the soil testing. If it is highly nutritious or highly healthy soil, it will be giving very good success in high density planting. And apart from this, it can withstand heat and prolonged drought, and it has tolerance to salts also, but it cannot withstand waterlogging conditions. So whatever fruits which will be harvested during cool winter, they will have very good quality and nutritional value. And in the areas where the rainfall is 100 centimeters, and when it is well distributed, it is ideal for production of guava, and it can be grown in the when the temperatures are 23 to 38 degrees centigrade, and it can be grown up to 1,500 meters above mean sea level. Then coming to planting, so if you see high density planting means accommodation of maximum possible number of plants per unit area to get maximum possible profit per unit tree value without impairing the soil fertility. That is very important. And if you go to the, if you see the advantages of high density planting, it increases the yield because we are accommodating more number of plants, and it improves the fruit quality, and it reduces the labor cost because the height is reduced, so the cultural operations can be done with ease, so there will be less labor requirement. Automatically there will be low cost of production compared to the traditional method of planting, and mechanization is possible in high density planting. It not only increases the yield, it will increases the efficiency of fertilizer use efficiency, water use efficiency, and we can have better air circulation, and that is solar interception, and there will be the effectiveness of the pesticide sprayed is also very good in high density planting. So these are the this table indicates different spacings. Is it visible? Am I audible?
It's visible. It's quite visible.
Okay. So this table shows what are the different densities or plants per unit area in Goa which is followed, and you can see here these two are traditionally methods followed earlier. One is this is the major mostly followed in traditional method, that is 6 into 6 meters. That means in the row to row and plant to plant spacing is 6 meters. In this spacing we can accommodate 277 plants per hectare. But our concept is high density planting. In high density planting, again there are three types. One is that is 3 into 3 meters. Here row to row spacing is 3 and plant to plant is 3. We can accommodate 1111 plants per hectare. And another one is ultra high density, where we are reducing the distance between the plants. Though you keep the row distance same, 3 into 1.5, we can double the plant density of plants, that is 2222 plants per hectare. So there is another method, that is meadow orcharding, where you are growing too close, that is 2 into 1 meter spacing. You can accommodate 5000 plants per hectare. So these three spacings comes under high density planting. So we can go for any method of planting based on the climatic conditions prevailing and soil fertility status, and also the availability of the resources like water resources and all. The farmers or growers can select any method, any planting spacing to go for high density planting. So this is the photo images which shows the low density and medium high density. You can see lot of land is vacant, so we are waste of the resources here, and the tree is growing more than 6 and 10 meters height also. So this is the photograph showing the different high densities. So this orchard is with 3 into 3 meter spacing, and here it is 3 into 1.5 meter spacing, and this is 2 into 1 meter spacing, which accommodate 5000 plants per hectare. So if you see the comparison between traditional method of planting with the high density planting system, if you take the bearing fruits, here in traditional planting system, we will allow the plants to bear after 3 years, and we will get commercial yields after 6 years. Whereas in high density and meadow orcharding, especially in meadow orcharding, we will allow the plants to bear in the first year itself. And coming to production, the average yields are 12 to 20 tons per hectare in traditional method of planting. Whereas in meadow and ultra high density planting, it will get 40 to 60 tons per hectare. There will be double and 3 times increase in the yields. Coming to management, so it is very difficult to manage in traditional methods for harvesting or spraying or any other agriculture operations because of the large tree size, whereas it can be easily manageable because the trees are in small size, or we are maintaining the trees in a dwarf stature, and labor requirement is more in traditional method of system, and it is less in meadow orcharding or ultra high density system. And production cost is also higher in traditional method of system, though initially it is high, the cost of production is more, but it is over a period of time the cost of production is low in high density, ultra high density planting. And harvesting is difficult because of the tree height whereas it is very easy because of the short stature of the tree. Coming to quality also, the fruits obtained from high density planting is very good quality because of the small canopy. There will be better air circulation and sunlight penetration. So the microclimate will not build in this system, and the disease incidence and pest incidence will be minimum, and you will get high quality fruits with good color development. Whereas in traditional system, because of the large canopies and poor sunlight penetration, the fruits obtained will be a poor quality, and there will be more pest and disease incidence. Then coming to establishment of the high density orchard. So we know that orchard establishment is a long-term investment. Once you establish the orchard will remain even 30 years. So it is 30 or 40 years. So we have to take care while establishment of the orchard. So you have to prepare the land thoroughly by ploughing once or twice, and also pulverizing very good, and also exposing the soil completely. Then you have to adopt a rectangular system of planting. That means row to row rectangular planting of system, because it will facilitate orchard operations, and planting can be taken any time in the year if the irrigation facilities are available. We have to avoid planting in hot summer months, and also we have to avoid planting in December and January where there is incidence of frost is there. Then coming to the pit size. So as the density increases, that means as more number of plants are accommodated in a unit area, the pit size is also decreases. So in a traditional method of planting, the pit size may be 75 centimeters in all the direction, that is length, breadth and depth. Whereas for high density and ultra high density plantings, you can go with 50 centimeters or 40 centimeters size pits. After digging the pits, the topsoil should be mixed with 10 to 15 kgs of organic manure. It may be a farmyard manure or vermicompost. It should be mixed with 500 grams of single superphosphate. So, and this adapt on high density planting, and the spacing which you have to adapt mainly depends upon the fertility of the soil and availability of water and intensity of light and wind exposure. So you can use tractor mounted agar for making the pits, so you can reduce the labor cost. And here this photograph shows after planting, it is necessary to give support through staking. A 6 feet tall stakes has to be kept for support the plant. Then you can see here, this is a high density planting orchard. Row to row is 2 meters. The plant to plant spacing is 2 meters, and row to row spacing is 3 meters. Then this is ultra high density planting, where the row to plant distance is 1 meter and row to row distance is 2 meters. We can accommodate 5,000 plants per hectare. So while going into the canopy management, that is training and pruning, it is necessary to understand how to train the plant. You can see this is a well-trained plant, guava plant. This is the main stem. Once you plant the tree, you should allow the tree to grow 1 or 2 months. So after 2 months, you have to that is topping should be done after that is 50 to 60 centimeters. So once you top here, you will get branches, that is called as primary branches, and in the primary branches you have to maintain 3 or 4 branches which is spaced on all the directions. And these primary branches are also again pruned and to get the secondary branches. And these secondary branches are to be allowed for 3 to 4 months. Again, these secondary branches has to be pruned to get tertiary branches. Like that, we have to make the tree in a open vase shaped canopy, or the branches should spread like an umbrella, so that we can have better penetration of the solar light and better air circulation. So this is a well-trained guava tree. So this knowledge should be there when you are going for high density planting. So this is a flow chart. Actually, this high density planting technology was first developed by Central Institute for Subtropical Horticulture, Lucknow. They have standardized these techniques both in mango and guava. So this technique has revolutionized the guava cultivation in India. So in high density planting, first field planting, you can go with 3 into 1.5 meters or 3 into 3 meters or 6 into 3 meters. After planting, you have to allow the plant to grow for 1 to 2 months. And after 1 to 2 months of growth, the trees are topped at a height of 60 to 80, 70 centimeters. So by doing this, what happens, the new shoots will develop below the cut point. So in that shoots also, we have to retain only 3 or 4 shoots which are equally spaced, or which are equally spread on 4 directions. Then you have to allow these shoots, which are known as primary shoots, and it has to be allowed to grow for 3 to 4 months. And after 3 to 4 months, these shoots are to be pruned, and here you have to cut back the shoots to 50% of its total length. That means if the shoot is 1 meter length, you have to cut to 50 centimeters, retaining 50 centimeters shoot on the tree. So after doing this pruning, again you will get new shoots. They are known as secondary shoots, and these shoots are also allowed to grow for 3 to 4 months. And after that, same thing, like you have to cut back to 50% of their total length. So by doing this, you have to continue this up to second year, and after second year you have to do the shoot pruning to allow the plant to do flowering and fruiting. Here you have given we know that guava, if you want the grower, in which season the grower want to get the fruits based on the market demand, you can change the shoot pruning. So if a farmer wants fruits to harvest during rainy season, then the farmer has to do shoot pruning in January, February month. If a farmer wants to harvest his fruits in winter season, then he has to prune in May and June months. So especially the winter season fruits are very good quality, and you will get remunerative price. So a farmer can go for shoot pruning in the May and June. So immediately after shoot pruning, the guava produces new shoots, and from these new shoots, flowering and fruiting will take place. So like this, you have to continue every year. Immediately after harvesting, you have to go for shoot pruning, that is removing 50% of the total length of the shoot. Like that, you have to maintain the shape of the tree and size. This is the method. So this image will explain in detail how to do the pruning. So after planting, we are allowing for 1 to 2 months, and you have to top cut here, and after cutting you will get branches below the cut end. Here we have to maintain only 3 or 4 shoots which are well spaced in all the directions. Then so here you can see the primary branches pruning. So after retaining 3 or 4 primary branches, after growth of 3 to 4 months, we have to remove 50% of its growth. So this is how to prune the primary branches. Then you can see this picture also. This is before pruning of the primary branches, and this is after pruning of the primary branches. So 50% of its length has to be pruned. Then this is shoot pruning. After every year, you have to do the pruning. After harvesting of the fruit, you have to remove the 50% length of the shoot. So this has to be continued. So this is also, you can see here, cutting back of 50% of the shoot length. So usually guava produces fruits and flowers on current season's growth, and the flowers will appear on the leaf axils after pruning, in the new flush obtained after pruning. So let us see the steps that is about high density planting, whereas in steps which are involved in ultra high density planting, that is meadow archery. So the steps are same, just there are 2 or 3 variations compared to high density planting. So here we are planting the plants at 2 meters into 1 meter spacing, that is row to row spacing is 2 meters and plant to plant spacing is 1 meter. We can accommodate 5,000 plants per hectare. And as in high density planting, we have to allow the plant to grow for 2 months, and topping should be done in the October month. And after again allow to the plants to grow up to December, and then you have to prune 50% of its length, that is in secondary pruning. And if you see here in high density planting, any doubts? Hello.
complete your talk, then we will start asking questions, getting questions
Okay.
from participants.
Okay. So in the here, what is the difference between high density, ultra high density is in high density planting we will allow the plant to fruiting after 2 years, whereas in ultra high density planting, in the first year itself the production will start. In the first year we can obtain 12.5 tons per hectare, and it reaches to 55 tons per hectare when the plant reaches to 6 to 7 years. So same thing here, the difference is here, the main stem height should be maintained 30 to 40 centimeters in ultra high density planting, whereas in high density planting, we are topping the plants at 60 to 70 centimeters height. Here we have to top the plant at 30 to 40 centimeters. And remaining thing is same after third pruning, that is after pruning the secondary branches, the tertiary branches are allowed for flowering and fruiting. So here another thing is in ultra high density planting, again based on the choice of the season. So if a grower want to fruiting in December and February, he has to prune in May to June months. Whereas if the farmer wants in March and April, his fruits harvesting in March and April, then he has to prune in September and October. Similarly, if a grower wants to fruiting in July and September, then he has to prune in January and February. Like this, he has to do the pruning immediately after harvesting, and this process will continue up to 4 to 5 years. So after 5 years, because we have planted in closer spacing, it is necessary in ultra high density planting to back prune the entire tree portion, 50% of removal of the entire tree portion after 5 years. So after 5 years after doing the back pruning, again you have to follow the steps mentioned in the that is continuing the shoot pruning, 50% removal immediately. Then after 5 years you have to go for back pruning, that is 50% removal of the entire portion of the plant. So this is the important steps to be followed in ultra high density planting. So these photographs explain how the field looks in ultra high density planting after establishment, and this is first heading back at 30 to 40 centimeters, and new growth will start after first pruning, and then again you have to prune the primary branches, that is secondary pruning, and this is the growth after third pruning, and these shoots are allowed for flowering and fruiting. So you will get 12 tons of fruits per hectare in the first year itself, and this is the plant how it looks in the second year, third year, and fourth year and fifth year. Then after fifth year we have to do the back pruning, and we have to remove 50% of the entire growth of the plant. So this is the plant, high density orchid, ultra high density orchid. So apart from this high density planting, that is in a high density planting, the micro irrigation has to be followed. So here another important technique to make the high density planting successful is adoption of the micro irrigation, that is nothing but drip irrigation, and also application of fertilizers through drip, that is known as fertigation. So here water requirement is also very important. There should be uniform distribution of the water to the entire orchard. So by keeping in the mind this water requirement for high density planting is and ultra high density planting is different. So in ultra high density planting, because we are growing the plants in closer spacing, the requirement of water will be reduced compared to high density planting. So you can see in the first year after establishment, we have to apply 4 to 6 liters of water per day per plant, and it increases as the age increases. And after 5th year onwards, through drip irrigation, the water requirement is 35 to 40 liters per plant per day. Then this is water requirement for meadow orcharding, that is when the spacing is adapted 2 into 1 meter. Here the per day requirement in the first year is 2 to 3 liters per day, and it increases up to 14 to 16 liters per day per plant after 5th year onwards. So while giving the drip irrigation also, the placement of lateral is also very important. At the time of planting, the drip laterals should not be too close or too far, and we have to give 15 to 20 centimeters while laying the drip laterals. Whereas for established orchard or the grown-up plant, here also we cannot place the drip laterals near to the trunk. So because as the feeder zone is increasing, so we have to spread the laterals towards the drip zone so that there will be better distribution of the water. Then coming to fertilization, that is fertilizer is also very important. Here the nutrient requirement for high density planting and ultra high density planting is different. The individual plant nutrient requirement is less in ultra high density planting because of closer planting. So here the fertilizers required is straight fertilizers are more important, that is urea, single superphosphate and muriate of potash. If you want to go for fertigation, you can utilize water soluble fertilizers. So if when the urea has to be applied in 2 splits, that is in June and September, whereas single superphosphate, which is a source of phosphorus, and muriate of potash, it has to be applied in a single dose, superphosphate in September and muriate of potash in June. So the fertilizers will be increasing as the age increases, and 5th year onwards you can apply constant fertilizers. And if you take urea has to be applied along with potash in June month, and so in June in 5th year old plant you have to apply 910 grams of urea along with muriate of potash 500 grams, whereas in September urea should be applied 390 grams per plant along with superphosphate, that is 1.875 kgs. So whereas in meadow orcharding or ultra high density planting, here also same, we have to apply fertilizers in June and September month. In June we have to apply urea along with muriate of potash. So 450 grams of urea is sufficient for 5th year old plants along with 250 grams of muriate of potash. Whereas in September month urea should be applied at 190 grams and superphosphate at 900 grams per plant per plant. Then coming to weed management, so because we are growing in a closer spacing, so it is very crucial to take the weed management in the first 2 years of orchard establishment. Once the trees grow, it will give sufficient enough shade, that is shade, it will arrest the growth in the due course. So there are different methods to control apart from chemical weed control management. So mulching the tree bases, we can go for plastic mulches at the time of planting itself. So you can go with 100 micron, that is 400 gauge black polythene mulch can be used as mulching. So it will prevent the soil surface evaporation and it enhances the growth and it conserves the water apart from controlling the weeds. We can also go for organic residues like straw, dry grass and banana leaves as mulching. When you are using organic mulches, take care that the thickness of the mulch should be 12 to 15 centimeters. Then only the weed growth can be arrested. And this organic mulch is very recommended because especially in organic cultivation, so it also adds to the organic matter to the soil and it also helps in penetrating the rainwater into the root zone. So these are the images using different mulchings. One is polythene mulching, banana leaf mulching, and with paddy straw and also dry grasses. Then coming to crop regulation, which is important in guava, we have already studied that the flowering comes under current season's growth, and actually guava flowers are pollinated by honeybees, so it is necessary to protect the honeybees. And coming to crop regulation, so generally if you allow the guava plant naturally, we can see flowering in 3 seasons, so which is known as bahars. So 3 seasons are Ambe Bahar, Mid Bahar and Hasta Bahar. So this Ambe Bahar, the flowering is observed in February and March months, and it comes to fruiting in July and September. Whereas if you see the quality of the fruit, it is watery and poor fruit quality because the fruit development will take place during the rainy season. When it comes to mid-Bahar, flowering is observed in June, July months, and fruits will come to harvest in November and December. And fruit quality is excellent in this season because the fruit development will take place in the cooler part of the season. Whereas Hasta Bahar, here the flowering is observed in October and fruiting will come in February and April. Here fruit quality is good, but the yields will be poor because of high temperatures during the fruit development. Generally in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, the growers will take 3 crops per year, whereas in North India, Mid Bahar is preferred, and for South India, it is Hasta Bahar, which will fetch good prices. And based on the market demand, a farmer can choose any one of the season to get the better prices. So for doing crop regulation, we can withstand the water 20-25 days before flowering, and we can do the pruning so that we can get yields, that is flowering and fruiting in the desired time. So this is a repetition of the earlier slide only. And then pruning is a very good important tool. So farmers who are going to adopt high density planting, they have to have a very good knowledge about the pruning and trimming. So this because of pruning, and the guava plant respond very well to the pruning. So it is because by doing pruning only, we can maintain the tree structure as a dot. So we can improve the air circulation by pruning, and the interception of light will be more, and we can reduce the that is pest and disease complex will not develop in a short stature plants. So there is another method of pruning so that we can get continuous fruiting in the high density orchards. So in the figure you can see after pruning you are getting a new flush, so new shoot. So you can see the flowering and fruiting at the base of the shoot, and the top portion of the shoot is in vegetative stage. So once the fruit is set, we can remove the vegetative portion, or we can prune up to this portion, that is which is vegetative, retaining the fruit zone. So by doing this, you can see the next chart. So after pruning the vegetative shoot above the fruiting zone, so you can see here fruiting, and after fruit set, you are removing the top portion of the shoot, and by doing this again, there will be fruiting shoots. New shoots are arising below the cut, and these shoots are also again flowering. So like that, we can do the continuous flowering and fruiting in the high density orchard. This is the prune tree with a heavy fruiting. Even by doing pruning, the fruit size can also be increased. So this is about pruning methods followed and crop regulation. Let us see what is the yield obtained in different densities, and we can compare the yields of different densities. Here the 6 into 6 meters is the traditional method of planting, where we can get yields after 3rd year, and while it reaches to 5th year or 7th year, we can see the yields are 15 tons or 27 tons per hectare. Whereas if you are adopting ultra high density or meadow archery with 2 into 1 meter spacing, where we can accommodate 5,000 plants, we can see we can get the fruits in the first year itself, where we get 13 tons per hectare. So if it reaches to 5th year, we can get 60 tons per hectare, and the remaining high density plantings like 3 into 3 and 3 into 1.5 also, we can observe there is an increase in yields from 15 tons to 47 tons when compared to traditional method of planting. We can double, or we can get the yields 3 times increase in the yields are also observed in high density planting and also ultra high density planting. So apart from this, the plants for growers are having, they are having the old unproductive orchards, especially when a plant reaches 25 years or above, they become unproductive, and instead of maintaining that unproductive orchards, farmers can adopt rejuvenation technology so that they can rejuvenate and they can improve the yields in the guava orchards. So this technology is also developed by Central Institute of Subtropical Horticulture in Lucknow. So after the orchard reaches 25 years, there will be reduction in the productivity. The yields will be reduced. So to rejuvenate, the technologies are: first, we have to headed back the trees 1 to 1.5 meters height from ground level. This can be done in May or June, or in December and February based on the water availability. After heading back the entire tree, so you will get the new shoots below the cut end, and this has to be allowed for 4 to 5 months. and after that you have to follow the pruning, whatever shoot pruning which are recommended in high density planting, that is removing the 50% of the length, retaining 15% of the growth, and these shoots are allowed to bearing the fruits. So if you see, there is increase 70 to 90% increase in the yields in the regenerated orchards compared to non-regenerated orchards. So apart from rejuvenation of the orchard, we can get the additional income from the pruned wood, and we can also go for intercropping with the short duration vegetables, or we can convert this orchard into high density planting by planting the new plants. So by doing rejuvenation, you will get the improved fruit quality with the better size of fruit, and yields are also increased because of better light penetration. So you can see this is the orchard we have regenerated in our research station. This is the old orchard which is planted in 1977, and we have taken up the orchard rejuvenation in 2013. So we have headed back the entire tree, leaving 1 to 1.5 meters from ground level. So but here when you are rejuvenating, we have to keep in mind immediately after heading back, the cut ends has to be pasted with bodo mixture or blight tags, so that the cut ends are protected from pests and diseases, and the new shoots will emerge from the below the cut portions. We have to retain a sufficient amount of shoots, and other shoots has to be removed, and this again pruned to 50% of its length, then you can get the fruit yields. Like this, we have to follow the rejuvenation. Here you can see here, this is before rejuvenation, and this is after rejuvenation. So after rejuvenation, we have to select only the well spaced and branches to be retained, and rest of the branches which are growing inward and overgrown branches has to be removed. Then only there will be better solar light penetration inside the orchard. So what are the nutrient management to be taken up in rejuvenated orchard is, first one is sufficient amount of farmyard manure has to be applied. Like 50 kgs of farmyard manure along with 5 kgs of neem cake has to be applied trees. So we have to apply fertilizers and manures twice in a year. One is in June month and another one is September month. So farmyard manure and neem cake along with 1.3 kgs of urea, 1.875 kgs of super phosphate, 500 grams of muriate of potash per tree per year. So similarly, you have to apply urea with muriate of potash in June, urea with anti-dose of super phosphate in September. Then it has to be applied and incorporated, and sufficient irrigation has to be given immediately after heading back. Otherwise, this rejuvenation technology will not be successful. And while pruning also, you should take care that the branch you are heading back should not split. That is, if the bark is split, you will not get the new vegetative flush. So that's why you have to use the good tools has to be selected. Then you can see this table, how we can rejuvenate, how we can improve the yields by doing the rejuvenation technology. So prior to rejuvenation, the orchard is giving 4 to 9 tons per hectare, whereas after rejuvenation, you can see 12 to 35 tons per hectare can be obtained from the rejuvenated orchards. Because of this successfulness of this technology, National Horticulture Mission has given subsidies to the farmers, and they have rejuvenated nearly 3,000 hectares of orchards in the entire nation. So we can also, I have already told, we can also convert the this rejuvenated plants into high density planting. So these are the rejuvenation plants in the traditional method, 6 into 6 meters, and we can convert this by planting the new plants. In between the 2 rows, we can plant another row with which makes the plant to plant spacing 3 meters, and you can also plant a new plant between the 2 plants in between the rows. So it will become 3 into 3 meters high density planting, so you can get better yields. So thank you very much. So if the farmers are having thorough knowledge about canopy management, with pruning and training, along with fertilizer application and drip irrigation, sure they will get better yields and better income in Goa. Thank you for agriculture information for giving this opportunity. So you can ask any queries in this talk.
That was very well presented, Dr. Madhumathi. I now request the participants to ask their questions. We'll also be posting the speaker's contact details in the chat window so that if we don't have time to take up all your questions, you can contact the speaker separately after the meeting also. Now moving on to the question round. Yes, first question is from, who will want to ask the first question, please? Yes, Mr. Venkatesh. Mr. Venkatesh, please go ahead. Mr. Venkatesh, you can hear me? You put on the mic, you want to ask a question? Okay, it's got some audio issues, looks like. Okay, others, please. Who wants to ask the first question?
So I'm seeing the, can we spray boron fertilizer in, so.
Yes, madam. One minute, I think Mr. Venkat has got a question to ask.
Okay.
Mr. Venkat?
Ma'am, what are the varieties you are recommending for Tamil Nadu?
So, actually, all the commercial varieties are suitable for this identity planting. Recently, we can go for Akka Kiran. This was released from IAHR. It is giving very good color. Both it is useful for both processing and also for table purpose. So we can go for Akka Kiran for Tamil Nadu. You can go for white Allahabad Safed is also suitable, and also Lucknow 49 is also suitable for high density planting.
Okay. Mr. Venkatesh, anything more? Your question has been answered, right? Thank you. Okay, others? Mr. Yes, Mr. SG. Mr. SG to ask the next question.
So there is one question, spray of boron
fertilizer. Please answer, Dr. Madhumathi. Please go ahead.
Jose Matthew. Actually, we can go for micronutrient sprays whenever new flush. After pruning, when new flush occurs, you can go for boron spray fertilizer also. Not individually, you can go for micronutrient spray. It is better to apply use, then you won't get any micronutrient deficiencies.
Okay, can you repeat that question, please? Because other participants will get to know what the question was.
Questions are, can we spray boron fertilizer? Yes, you can spray, but whenever you get any deficiency, you can go for that. If you apply ample fertilizers like organic manures, there is no need for micronutrient spray. If at all, you can go for micronutrient spray immediately after new flush is emerging.
Thank you. Thank you. Next question is from Mr. Gift Norman. Mr. Gift Norman, you have a question to ask, please?
No, sir.
Okay. Next, we will go on to Mr. Gunipatti Vijay Kumar.
Yeah. Ma'am, thanks for the detailed information. Ma'am, I want to know whether whether university provides any training, something on this specific training program is available at university, ma'am?
Sir, there are center of excellences in Tamil Nadu and also in our state also. If anybody want, we can give the training. Yes, sir, Tamil Nadu is giving the training. Even our KVKs will give the training based on the requirement. If any farmers come to the research stations, we will give the trainings.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks for the information.
Thank you. Dr. Gururajachar next.
Thank you, Lakshmipati ji.
Please go ahead.
What is the type of fruit you recommend for Hyderabad for cultivation?
Hyderabad, sir. So we can grow Allahabad Safed. Actually, this is very hardy plant. It can be grown in anywhere, sir. The varieties are also suitable for, but in our Hyderabad, we can go for Allahabad Safed, Lucknow 49, Akka Kiran is also there. And recently, some private hybrids are there. But one thing we have to keep in mind while planting the plant material. So actually, earlier in our India, there is no nematode. There is a nematode infestation. There is a particular new nematode has been introduced because of this plant material from other countries. Like there is some Bihi guava is there, and there are Taiwan guava. So these, when the farmers are taking the plant material, they are also bringing the nematodes and they are infesting their soil with nematodes. So it is a very devastating problem in Goa, sir. So that's why when you are purchasing the plant material, you should take care. You have to purchase from nematode-free area, or you have to purchase the plants which are growing in soilless media.
When we eat the fruit, when we cut it out, there are two types of fruits we come across. One with a red flesh, one with a white flesh. Which of the two
Yes,
is good? Which one has a white flesh? Which one has a red flesh?
sir, there are varieties because I have short time. I could not cover. I can show the. I can see there are there are two types of varieties or fruits in Goa, sir. One is white fleshed and another one is pink fleshed. So these white fleshed varieties, if you take pink fleshed varieties like Akka Kiran, Lalit and all, they will contain better quantity of lycopene. So it contains lycopene content which protects from cancers. So especially Akka Kiran, which is having a deep pink color, and it is very marketing value is also more, and these pink colors are also useful for processing. So Lalit and Akka Kiran are suitable for both processing and table purpose. And the white one is our traditional varieties like Allahabad Safed and Lucknow 49. These two are more popular varieties which are still growing in commercial scales. There are several varieties released from IAHR like Akka Amulya, Akka Mrudula. They are all white flesh types. And there are Hisar Safed also. And we can say this CISH Lucknow has released Shweta, which is again a white flesh. There are several varieties, sir, apple guava and red flesh types. And apart from these varieties, there are seedless varieties also. Because the seedless variety, this is Akka Kiran, which is high lycopene content, sir. Released from IAHR, Indian Institute of Horticultural Research, Bangalore. And
What
there
is
are
the
seedless varieties. Sir?
seedless variety, madam? Seedless variety?
Yeah, seedless varieties are there, sir, but they are not useful for commercial scale because they are upright growing stature. They are shy bearers. You will get only 70 fruits per plant per year. So there are Nagpur seedless, Shahranpur seedless. These are, and the fruits are also in misshapen. So you can have one or two plants in your orchard for house purpose.
And what is the cost of incurred per acre, madam, for cultivating guava?
Sir, for high density planting per acre, it will be 70 or 80 thousands in first year, and for maintenance costs later on we will get 30,000 or 40,000, sir. But there are farmers who are get their that is expenditure which they have incurred in first year within 2 or 3 years. Within 1 year also they will get their cost of cultivation.
Do we get
But
the
here,
sampling or do we get the seeds?
sir, it is better to go for grafting, sir. Actually, nursery persons are supplying seeds are not good, sir. It is if you go for seedlings, you won't get the mother characters, you won't get the varietal characters. So it is better to go for grafts, or you can go for cuttings and air layerings. So we can also take cuttings and air layerings.
Do we get subsidy?
Yes, we have to. I don't know. We have to approach horticulture officers. in your department, in your state, Department of Horticulture. So they will have areas expansion schemes. There they will give subsidies. Even for introduction of the technology also, they will give subsidies. You have to inquire your horticulture officer in your area.
Thank you very much. Excellent presentation. Thank you very much, Lakshmi Pati. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, Dr. Gurraj Achar. Then one question I want to read out from the chat window, is from Mr. Venkatesh. He says, in the guava tree, there are white cotton-like sediments and the leaves are turning black. Can you please tell me what could be the problem, like cotton-like sediments on the fruits?
Okay, I will show the pests. It is nothing but mealybugs. So they will. I will show that slide also. This is the mealybug. So this is actually this sucks the sap from both adults and nymphs sucks the sap from the leaves. So because of that, the plant will be in stunted growth, and you can see this mealybugs will secrete some honey-like substances, and this will again attract the fungus. So it will become black as sooty mold. So this we can control if it is we can control with spraying surf or any what you can shampoo by first, and then you can go for rogar. Rogar means 2 ml per liter we can spray to control the mealybugs. There are some predators, Cryptolimus montrosori. We can release these predators which will also control the mealybugs.
Thank you, madam. Next question is from Mr. SG. He has got two questions. First question is, under HTF, what is the minimum yield we can get from 1 acre of land in the first year? Which variety fetches best price?
Sir, we can get in ultra high density planting, we can get 12 tons per hectare per hectare, and we can this you have to do the marketing of your area. So actually in some areas you will have a better price for red fleshed varieties. So by doing the marketing analysis only, you have to plant the variety. So based on the market value, market demand, you can grow that varieties. You can have Allahabad Safaris and Lucknow 49 is always have demand in the market, and you can also go for Arka Kiran is the new variety. You can take up Arka Kiran because of the pink flesh. You will have better price also. There is one farmer in Andhra Pradesh. He is a BTech graduate. He has taken 13 acres of land for lease, and he is growing Arka Kiran, and he is selling the fruits for 50 rupees per kg. But he is doing direct market. That if you want to, on an average, you can get 25 rupees per kg. For processing, this processing industries, people will give only rupees 50 per kg. So it is better to have a direct marketing than giving on what contract farming or contract marketing.
Thank you. Next question from Mr. SG is, what are your thoughts on Taiwan pink variety of guava?
So actually, this Taiwan pink guava is grown because it is you can see the fruit size. It is too big. That is 500 to even 1 kg fruits are also there. I think the nutritive value is less in Taiwan guava compared to our varieties and hybrids. You can have nematode problems are also there in Taiwan. It is susceptible to nematode incidents. So it is better to go the indigenous varieties like Arka Kiran and Allahabad Safed or Arka Mrudula or Lalit varieties.
Okay, thank you. Participants, any other questions? Any questions, please? Yes, Mr. Venkat.
Ma'am, what should be done to increase the shelf life? And the second question is, what are the value-added products?
So value-added products, we can make juices, and also we can make candies, and fruit bars are also made. We can make fruit bars with bio-fortified fruit bars. We can mix guava pulp with mango or pineapple, like that. We can make fruit bars, and pectin is more in guava. You can get jellies and jams can be made, and juices, squashes are, we can make the squashes, and especially in the Lalit and Arka Kiran, because they are in pink color. Even they have claimed Lalit by CSH Lucknow research scientists claimed that the pink color persists even after 1 year in the processed products. So you can select any one of the variety, and you can go for processing like squashes, juices, and jams.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions, participants? Should I presume no more questions to ask? Okay, I'll take your permission to close the meeting. Now we have now completed the round of questions. I'd like to thank Dr. Madhumathi on behalf of Agriculture Information for taking a time to speak with us with an excellent presentation. I now request the organizer of the meeting, Ms. Rajini Jain, to please close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
We are welcome, madam.
Thank you, Mr. Lifyapati. I like to thank the speaker, Dr. Madhumathi, for taking the time to talk with us. I also like to thank all the participants for their time. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you.